writing this one story, and my daughter helped me with this one scene, and I guess I was taking what she was saying, and the girl first sent it back. She said, "Excuse me." I hear, "Carla, Carla, Carla, Lisa, Carla, Carla." Why? This is not you. You wouldn't say it that way. I'm like, what do you mean? I went back on who?
Style is an individual thing. Know your nuts and bolts before you get started. Sentence structure, grammar, punctuation, spelling. Oh, please, spelling. That's an error that doesn't need to be made, and it really
But
don't.
don't worry first.
Crazy when I'm reading through a story and I see all these spelling errors. I know I shouldn't be overly critical that way, but I hit a spelling error and it just completely blows.
We really try to get
If you can't
them
spell,
out.
find someone who can.
Yes. Or get spell check on your
You're
video.
right,
Yeah.
dictionary.
Excuse me, but I take linguistics and, why do I have a southern accent also? Anyways,
Atmospheric influence.
anyways, Shakespeare spelled his own name 5 different ways. English, you can get away with it if it suits a purpose. Our favorite linguistic joke in this class is in Shakespeare, somewhere along the line, he says, "Uncle me your uncle," which uncle is not a verb, but he uncled. Try that one on. So, get your own word. If you cannot get it in the dictionary, make your own.
That's style.
Right.
Once you get the nuts and bolts down, go your own way. Don't let anybody railroad you into a box.
Because style develops naturally. You know, don't go and read Dickens and then say, "I want to write like that," or read the Canterville Ghost and say, "I want to write like, that." It develops naturally, or it's stiff.
No one is going to confuse Twain or Oscar Wilde, but they're both great authors in their own right. So find your own pace, find your own style, do it. But know the nuts and bolts. There's a difference between a coma and a comma.
But if you don't know the commas, you may wind up in a coma. They are always being misused.
Or it's, apostrophe,
Yes.
not
Yes.
My
And remember,
favorite
spell
is
checking won't go.
Awake, to awaken, woke, and awoken. And people go awoken and there's no such thing as awoken. And they use awoken and they use woke wrong. Every time I see it, I want to go.
And remember, spell
And they
check
use a
won't catch some of
dictionary.
those because they're spelled correctly.
Oh,
doesn't
yes.
it?
Some hideous surprises.
Yeah. I know, I've actually
Dictionary.
typed.
A dictionary is for spelling, it is for meaning, it is not for verb usage, it's not for word usage.
There are fine books out there. There are
Problem
community
words.
college courses. There are self-help things.
The
There
Elements of Style is very good by
Excellent.
Style.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's referenced in here, guys.
Good.
As an editor, how do you deal with someone who has sort of screwed up their courage, submitted something to you, and it's really, I mean, you guys are sort of at college level, if you want to put it that way, and they submit something that's about grade 8. It really is stylistically, grammatically, plot-wise, just not quite up to the standard that you've got for your zine.
What will we do?
How do you
What
deal
did we
with
do?
that?
Because we really don't take submissions anymore. We don't. Because the backlog of our own stuff is too heavy. But as far as what we used to do, if they have a solid plot and a solid, we like to call it touching, if they touch, we tried to work with them. But for the most part, there just isn't time to teach.
That's what it amounts to, because we don't like to rewrite other people's children. We will if they insist. If there's something there to work with, a really good idea, or some caring, or some feeling, we'll nudge them. Well, that's great. This is really wonderful over here. What about that? Where are we going with this? If it's really, truly hideous and beyond redemption, we say, we're sorry, we're not accepting submissions now. That's what I just said.
Thank you for submitting,
Yes.
Is that what you meant when you said that back?
As of now, as of quite some time ago, it's legit, because we really are swamped with what we're doing ourselves. Because if you look at our stuff, we've got 5 novels and 3 zines that are
And that's
slated
the
for
amateur
production.
stuff.
That's it, yeah. That's not the pro stuff.
Because when you edit for a living, or you write for a living, this is shunted back burner. And it takes about 6 to 8 hours to edit 50 pages properly.
People can pay quite a bit for that, actually.
Yes, they do. So,
How is your graphic novel?
I'm sorry?
Your graphic novel?
We doing a graphic novel?
No, I think Kathy Fox is doing the graphic novel, and it's not either of us. Just a little belatedly, I'm Lisa Swope, and this is Kim Proctor.
Sorry. No, they're always doing that.
Introduce yourself.
Oh.
Hi, Kim. Hi.
Yeah, some of us don't know you, and we'd like to know a little bit about you, just briefly, you know?
Can't read your name.
They're great.
I took it from what I've heard now, I just found out you do zines and things, I mean, I didn't even know that much.
You should buy everything they've written.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'd like
They are
to.
responsible for major fanzine addiction here.
Okay, as far as involvement in fandom, we put out 14 books in 2.5 years, since December of '88.
We can type like a wind, I know.
Maybe they have smoky monsters too.
The way we got started is quite bizarre. We were introduced by a third party, and she submitted a story to the fanzine I started, which is called Light and Cloud Shadows. And I started another novel after she submitted called A Child Was Born. I wrote it about a third of the way through, got stuck. It's a big hole. I walked around it this way, went down the other way. I don't know how to get out of this hole. So I called her up and I said, could you listen to something? Could you help out? And she said, yeah, I guess. So I read part of it and she said, ooh, mind games, can I play? And that was in mid-'88 and it's just snowballed ever since. So.
Do you do this like a full-time job?
I wish.
Be nice.
No, I'm a technical writer and a copywriter and anything else I can get, technical editor, just to stay alive. But no, you can't get rich on zine publishing.
No.
I wish you could.
No. We're not responsible for what you want.
How do you work as collaborators? Do you each write your own thing, submit it to each other? Do you brainstorm and write at the same time? Or
Yeah,
how does it work?
everything. Well, yes to everything.
Like, does one talk, one type, or?
No, we wish it were one talk. Let's talk.
But you guys don't live close to each other,
Not
do
at all.
No.
you? You have large phone booths.
Very.
No one knows which one's Cisco and which one's Ebert.
Neither, I hope.
We're nicer than that to each other.
No, we don't argue over the work. Friendship is much more important than the work.
It tends to work well when we get together. Our styles and ideas and thought processes mesh so perfectly.
She's good at the hurt comfort pudding, chase him up the tree and beat the crap out of him. And I'm good at take Catherine and putting back together and all sweet and nice, you know.
She's a beast basher.
Not always. I did one.
Oh, yes, she can do it when she wants to.
What constitutes beast bashing?
Pudding stories when you beat the hero into pudding.
Oh,
and then
okay.
put it
Beast from Tunnelcon
Bonk the
1,
Beast.
right?
Bonk the beast. Questions? Any more questions or anybody? Comments? Observations? Gripes?
Got a little question. This may sound terribly vain, and I don't mean it that way, but what if you want to ratchet it up and say, my story is so good that I think it should go on the professional level?
For Beast or for in general?
Either.
Beast, there is no market at this time. And that's the bottom line. The novel series, even the rewrites of the scripts are on hold, and they are not accepting anything in the way of original work.
Teleplay conversion.
No. Professionally, if you want to get out there in the world with other things, you write your little hearts out. You send out query letters, many.
Buy a copy of Writer's Market and do what they say. There's a book out there, it's out of print, but it should be in the library, called The Awful Truth About Publishing. You don't need an agent to place something. You need an agent after you sell the novel.
It's a long and careful process. They will tell you things that if you have not had a response in 6 months, you may assume that they are not interested. If they have not that long,
No, I mean, that's what they say, but realistically, it's more like 4 weeks.
if you some of these agencies will tell you if you are submitting a full manuscript, the response time will be as much as a year.
That means they don't want it, because you didn't query them. They don't, you have to query and say this is what it's about, put your credentials in. But the Writer's Market will guide you through, and The Awful Truth About Publishing will. Those 2 books are like invaluable. Also, there's a Writer's Digest book in Walden Books or Dalton, which has formats of teleplays to soap opera scripts to fiction. Follow it.